Greetings, everyone on YouTube, and welcome to another Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition interview. Joined this time within the voice chat in Discord by Ozzy. Do by all means say
Uh,
hello.
I can say hello. Yeah. All right. Well, hello everyone. Um, for the people that don't know me, I also run a little channel called Aussie Empires. It's just a lot of map design, trigger stuff. Nothing really too special, but it's a niche little topic that doesn't get talked about a lot in the Age of Empires community. So one in a million, really, quite literally.
Yeah, exactly. And by all means, I have already given the shout out in past. And once again, big shout out. So for those who want to check it out, if you're a content creator or someone who just like offers some spare time to help these passionate creators who are definitely big artists and deserve definitely help up in hopes to give us some more content to consume because we love it. I personally do, and just give it a try, join it in, and check it out as well. There will be another link from his Discord server, uh, you know, mentioned below, along with his channel. I'm also subscribed to it, so you can check it out too. But yeah, by all means, welcome. We're all honored to have you here, and you yourself have also been creating quite a few scenarios. You've made like three of them. I've played through
True.
all of three, and they were pleasant to go through. You've also been able
Yeah.
to help Christophorus, also known as
Yeah.
Mr.
Space
Teton,
student. Yes. Yes.
here. And both of you definitely have a nice chemistry, and you both have created something very great. And once again, for those who've not checked it out, do by all means check Alexander Great because honestly, it's still one of my favorite campaigns created by Christophers along with you. And that 3K download, man, it definitely deserves more. So please, by all means, check it out. And let's just get forward with the interview. I'll right away ask the first question to you. What sparked your interest in creating custom campaigns or scenario, and was there a particular game or a moment that hooked you, or a certain historical figure, perhaps community, that inspired you?
Hmm. Well, when I was around 11, well, maybe younger, I used to look at and watch a lot of videos like Ulio and Rock Spring Revolution and the map design stuff that was used to be done. And I think Alkalima also, a lot of his videos I used to binge and do it myself. And that's since then, all the stuff that was made. And if you look back at it, it was already really impressive, and it's only getting better. I think that younger me consistently trying to remake it and redo it, and with the triggers, I was amazed by the simplest of stuff. I think that's the real reason that I continue doing it, and the
Mm-hmm.
the inspiration for what I do. Because I remember being so annoyed that there was just barely anything online well, to explain how to use whatever triggers or conditions or how to make a map, how to do this. There was just nothing. And at a certain point, I was like, oh, damn, might as well have to do it myself. And that's kind of where it came from. But I think it's definitely the older videos and definitely like, what's his name? The playthroughs of the Rock Spring Revolution by was it T West back in the day? Yeah, and all that. I think that was a big turning point for me, especially. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's really a very big passion, and honestly, you guys are doing definitely good. I'm also in there. I'm checking out and try to help as much as I can too. And you guys once again deserve that help as much as we can. To also mention that definitely contributes to the community to aid them and offer some tools or videos overall
Mhm.
to create custom campaigns or scenario, because I've never done those, but imagine if you're playing back in the day when you were like, for me, when
Oh,
I was young,
nothing.
playing RuneScape and all that, and then you want like, how
Yeah.
do I get this kind of resource? You can easily Google it up YouTube and you can find a video of
Yeah.
that. But for custom campaign and creations, there's just very
There's
minimum.
nothing.
Yeah,
There's nothing.
and that's just really, how should I say, stressful, or even
Annoying.
yeah.
It's a nuisance because I there's a lot of map creators that are just leagues, and I mean leagues better than I am, but they never
Mm-hmm,
they just don't really see the need to make videos, or it's not a thing that everyone does.
mm-hmm,
And it's a shame because I mean there's just so little
mm-hmm.
um well content that basically, well, how do you get people inspired? Well, you just kind of gotta get a bit lucky and have them experiment with their own stuff and maybe join, I don't know, some communities here and there. Otherwise, you don't really get them. Then
True,
and it's long. It's annoying because Age of Empires, the editor is honestly quite clear. There's definitely worse.
true.
There's a lot worse out there. I mean, look at Age of Empires 3. That's or Age of Empires 4, which I haven't even bought because
Age
there's
of
no real good
Mythology, that
editor.
too.
Age of Mythology has its interesting features. I
Mm.
kind of have a soft spot for that.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine he made one of them and I quite liked it. So I think I'm kind of biased on that.
Hmm.
But with the huge lack of, or well, there used to be a huge lack of videos and anything really. You just make something pretty, but it wouldn't work. You know how to make AI, no idea. How to do the maps, no idea. How to even put it into a campaign, you'd not know. So it was just a very big question mark.
Yeah. I mean, that is what you guys are definitely just pulling it, just heavy lifting for sure. Big ass workout for you guys, so that's why you guys honestly deserve some spotlights, a medal, and a pat on the shoulder. And I cannot praise you guys enough. And obviously, I will definitely say thank you guys for this contribution and for offering a leg up for those new creators for sure. So,
Uh,
guys, definitely check them out and give it a like, subscribe, anything, and it will definitely help them out too. And spread the word too. When you say like, hey, maybe
mm,
a friend of mine is also interesting to create something, give it out as well. I've also been trying to do that too, and there's no doubt that Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, its editor section has definitely evolved a lot for sure,
mhm.
especially if you're going to
Oh,
consider
definitely.
compared to the HD edition. And before
Oh yeah,
that,
you've got
that's
yes.
what Sir Goldua even mentioned. So,
It
and
is it. Yeah.
you knew it.
The
So yeah,
there
for
used to be
go ahead.
no copy trigger or no
Mm-hmm.
copy button, so you'd have to do everything, and no map layering too. That's also a big part.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to do everything just again and again and again and again. It was horrid. It was
Yeah.
horrible, terrible.
I
Oh
mean,
dear lord,
yeah,
forgot about
yeah. Well,
that.
I'll let's continue for this question, but next question. But this is definitely a nice topic to also touch and for you guys to take heed.
Mhm.
The question number two will be, where do you find most inspiration from? Perhaps certain games or books, movies, or real life events.
Huh. Um, for scenarios, I'm guessing. Movies help if there's like
Mm-hmm.
for example, for Alexander the Great,
Mm-hmm.
movies and music really helps. Of course, you've got like YouTube videos and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, if you be thinking about the history of it, then definitely that. But if you think gameplay and map design, I take, or at least I do. I don't know how it is for Base Teuton or Christophoros,
Mm-hmm.
but I take a lot of inspiration from the actual campaigns and other campaigns. What's his name? Manule Capuche.
Mm-hmm.
His Alexander Nevsky and all that is really that it's really well made, and that's a huge inspiration for how to make certain maps and definitely for build and destroys, which I love making. So that's a big deal because you can start off quite simple. It's all good, but after a certain time, you need a little,
Differences,
well, a
variety.
little, yes, and then you have to go out and have a little look see, and just honestly, it's not really stealing. You just kind of always change a little bit of it, but inspiration by looking at other scenarios and seeing new little I don't know, objects used in a different way. I mean, I do scenario reviews, and sometimes I'm just surprised by, oh wow, I have never thought about using stuff like that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really good, and definitely with like objectives and triggers and all that, you'll find a lot of interesting stuff that you'd have never found out if you just didn't look around, because otherwise you're just in your own echo chamber. You're just kind of working there, which is all good, you know. But if you want a little inspiration, I definitely say like look at the. Of course, you've got like Filthy Delphia and all that. Manuela Capuche, Jacqueline, and
Mm-hmm.
Cat Scientist. They make a lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And have posted a lot of good stuff. So if you're interested in that, now if you're based off like triggers and all that, then Filthy Delphia and yeah, Base Student are they definitely do a lot of that stuff. If you want to do map design, I'd say Manuel Capuche and I think he's named Lysander, but that's a personal friend of mine. I'm not sure what his actual name is on the thing, but
Mm-hmm.
he also makes very nice scenarios. He also worked with Base Student, so
Okay.
definitely go and have a look at that. That's very cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of fully agree for you. There's always a need of something a little bit different instead of constantly copy and paste and making
Hmm.
build and destroy missions because they're definitely fun and to go things, and obviously that's what most history exists because there's a
Yeah.
competition of communities, as I like to call them, kingdoms, tribes,
Hmm.
and all that, nations, whatever you want to call them. But I call them communities who compete with
Right.
one another, be it to unite or elevate their culture or just defend themselves and all that.
Yes.
That is
Hmm.
what we have been seeing in here in Age of Empires, as it's a strategy game. So, it is a nice way to have a little bit more triggers implemented or different
Hmm.
missions on how they exactly do. You want to actually step in the boots in them and see how they go. So it is pretty much nice on, like you've mentioned, those names on how they have done it as well. And I've definitely played through all of them, even though I've not really published anything from Philadelphia, only aside from the
Hmm.
DLC that
Right.
was
Oh yeah. Yeah.
released.
Exactly. True. Yeah.
uh, because I don't want to bother with them because they can be very, very long and a pain
Oh,
to
they are
render.
very. Yeah. They are very. Yes, that is true. They are long. That is a lot.
Yeah, but I've always praised them. Well, Manolo Pucci is also good, but Jacqueline, honestly, she is one of my favorite one, especially with Aparnik
Yes.
and
Oh,
Tomislav.
Tomislav. Yes. Mm.
So they will still remain my most favorite, and still always
Very
have,
well made.
uh, you know, uh, they're like the crown above my head and the throne within my heart
Yes,
for sure.
I get it.
But it is also nice, interesting to go through other campaign creators as well, be it like Cat
Hmm.
Scientist, even though he is almost challenging ones.
Very.
Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
an understatement. That's
yeah,
it's the AI. The AI. He's actually the guy that first taught me how to use AI using a certain
oh,
or how to make it using a certain
okay,
AI maker thing. Now I
mm-hmm,
preferred making my own, but back in the time when I don't know how old I was then, but it was really easy because of course I didn't know what I know now,
mm-hmm,
and using that I was like, oh, hello, that's easy, and it was pretty crazy to just finally have that, and that's basically how he makes his, and yeah, what you said about it can be quite difficult. That is, yeah, that's true. It's a lot.
yeah,
It's a lot. I remember.
yeah,
I had to. I, I had to I think I was busy
but
with remaking some of his scenarios, and it was yeah.
yeah, it can be,
Ouch.
but that's just not only him. Many others are creators there, but it's just
Hmm.
that's
Yep.
why it's with high hopes that these videos will also offer guidelines and just urge us to please change them because there have been, sadly, even I have sadly lost my mind at time and could swear a little in the videos or
Oh yeah,
curse
yeah, yeah. I
curse.
recall. Yeah, sometimes you had to just IR winner because it was just getting so at, just like I can't keep on.
True.
I know. Yeah, I get that. I really do because I'm for the people that do know me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I am terrible at the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
So so I have no right on talking of difficulty or anything because I just suck at it. But from a designer's point of view, it's sometimes it's very difficult to balance the AI, the level. It's a lot of work, and you need a lot of play testers, which some designers just don't have. So it's always
True.
very big nuisance, and then you get critics of your scenarios that just make no sense, and
Yeah,
they just say one star. I didn't like the mission. It's like, all right, well,
yeah, it's worthless.
thanks,
Yeah,
thank you. All right, thanks, mate. Good on
it's
you.
it's just whiny comments, but that's why it will be very important, vital to offer constructive feedback instead of whiny feedback. That's just simply good,
Exactly. Mm.
and that is what I've tried to do as well with these videos as well. Like um, and for someone who's gone through more than 140 custom campaigns, along with more than
Dear Lord.
19 scenarios,
Yeah,
it's pretty much enough at times.
it
So
is
it's
a
an
lot.
yeah, and yeah, I know pretty much nearly all creators. It's just the only problem is trying to contact them. But yeah, and
Oh yeah,
everyone
that's true. I get it. Yeah, yeah.
has their strengths and weaknesses. So it is
In
what
that deal.
I.
Mhm.
It is important to offer a opinion and to have a little bit of an open mind to either take it and leave it.
Mhm.
But it is always a saddening when you do not take it and just leave it.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, moving on to the next one. Actually, no, I want to actually go back to this question because, like I said, I definitely also want to know about you because, like I've mentioned, you yourself have three scenarios: the Battle of the Golden
Right.
Spurs, the Siege of
Oh dear
Vienna,
Lord, that's old. Wow,
yeah, I
that's
know,
oh my god.
and the Battle of Sajo River. Now,
Yes. Wow.
yeah, but they're still good. Like they have around 1K subscribers each of them.
Really?
Yeah,
Seriously? Oh
especially the
wow.
Siege of Vienna. The Battle of Golden Spurs has more than 949, and the Battle of Saja River has 799. Um, so here's an interesting question. Like I want to know what has truly like made you like think like I want to make this about that.
A scenario. Well, why do I make a scenario of something?
About these three, yeah, that period
Uh,
of time.
all right. Okay. So do you want a rundown of every single one? Because
Yeah, quick rundown. Just
right, all right. So the Battle of the
mm-hmm,
Golden Spurs was the first one I made. I
mm-hmm,
made this one when I was 14,
mm-hmm. Oh
and
damn.
it's visible. It's visible in the spelling and the map design.
Yeah.
But because I'm a Belgian, um,
Mm-hmm,
the Battle of the Golden Spurs is well, well, we get a day off, so 1302.
mm-hmm,
It's not historically accurate at all, but it's something I've been wanting to remake a long while, and back then I was definitely going to make it, and it was my first scenario. Very proud of it.
mm-hmm.
And basically, that was just the thing, being Belgian and knowing there isn't anything about the Flemish until the Burgundians, but that's more like Dutch. That's it's not, or it doesn't really count. Um, so that was definitely it. The Siege of Vienna was then followed up, I think, a year later, and
Mm-hmm.
still it's not that good, but I'm still content with it because it's somewhat it works. I made it when I was young.
Yeah.
Um, and that I've always been interested in the Siege of Vienna because of course about the winged hussars and all that, and I was
Mm-hmm.
quite surprised that it wasn't like in Age of Empires. I know the time frame might be a bit different, but it's one of these big things. You'd think like a big holdout against the Ottomans and the war and the forces and whatever, and then at the end you have a huge charge. I think like that sounds pretty Age of Empires to me. So that was definitely what was going through my mind of yeah, we got to do this. Might remake that too. Might remake all three of them. And then the last one, Battle of Sarja River, is probably my best one. Still has a lot of issues because it was the first time with real good AI and working with that, and a first scenario with playtesters, and I'm and I think a couple of things don't work with the stuff, but it's whatever. But I always liked it was last mission of Genghis Khan, and it was very basic. It was just a one against one. I was like, oh damn, it could, there's so much stuff that could have been in there, and darn it, and all the forces, and it was just the Hungarians versus the Mongols. All the while there were the Croatians, the Templars, and you could have had it been a big, you know, and that was it. Yeah, and you could have made it so cool with like the Magyars and with their cavalry archers and that to match your own, and then the Teutons would have their paladins and heavily armored, so you could really use the Mongols while the Croatians had their probably sergeants or whatever, Sicilians, as you know, have that, and very different. So you could use the Mongols in their full extent, using the manga dai, siege onagers, all that. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. Although you can't go into the Imperial Age, but it was kind of a, Castle Age is their strength. Or can I think no, you can. It's been a long while. That's kind of the rundown for why I chose to make those. I'm still working on with a group for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
scenarios, but that's been halted for a little bit because of just
Yeah. Okay, no.
normal normal life.
Let us cut over here. I'm gonna. There's questions about that too. I want to say that too. Um,
Mm. Oh,
but yeah, it's
okay.
still interesting. Let's move on to the third one. Can you tell us about one of your favorite creations? Like, if you had to choose one of those three,
If do
and
you, I can even go more specific to a scenario. My favorite scenario.
go ahead.
So the favorite thing I've ever made is from the Alexander campaign, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a tie between. Did I make it the third? The third, because of course it was half and half.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I made, the first scenario. Well, I mean, yeah, no scenario. I liked it. It was quite good. It was a good intro and that. I like the map design. The second one was made by Base Tutin. The
Mm-hmm.
third one was, if I'm not mistaken, was it with Miletus, and that also very that one used to be incredibly difficult, and I had to revamp the whole thing. So it has a special place in my heart. But I also made the fourth one, which is a big build and destroy, which was also ungodly difficult, like really difficult. But that
Mm-hmm.
one is just so I was very very proud with the work because it was the first time really using a desert map and had to mix all of it and the enemies and of course because Alexander the Great made like a bridge which which you saw in the actual campaign, and that was all that with Tyre, and I was so chuffed with the design of Tyre and because if I'm not mistaken because you had like the in Gaza it's very in the Levant and that was really for me that was the my favorite ever because it also started with a really cool the Battle of Issus, which I could have probably made its own scenario, but just having a big ass clash at the start to really start off the just the conquering of multiple cities and with the Oracle. Nah, I was very very happy with that because it was nah I can't explain it any more than that. It was just very well done on my part.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely it was a truly nice mixture of what you guys have created. I definitely like your first your first mission is over there too, especially how it was made, and it was also nice to convert it by Frick Jade Vance over here, who made it into a co-op version, and it was literally possible.
Oh yes, of course he did. Yeah, yeah. I
And
I, I still have to play that.
yeah, you
So
should
good.
try it. It is
Yeah,
something that me and him already covered.
yeah. I saw.
How dare you, the audacity? No, joking. Um, but no, it is definitely good. I've really enjoyed it, especially with the voice acting, the storytelling over there, and the historical remarks along the map, the mission, and the challenges as well. It was just really nice balance. It's just top notch. Um, Moving on to the fourth question. What is your most favorite campaign from the classics?
Oh dear lord. Okay. Of
So
course,
for
I love Genghis Khan. I
Mhm.
love it, but I think Barbarossa is
Okay.
for me. I like Barbarossa. The first scenario is one that I used to play, and I was like, whoa. It felt really big. It felt huge because it was like, oh, we've got like six enemies around us, and that was for me like amazing. That was so big, and the Mongol was it the Mongol mercenaries that you could get, and it was with like the siege onagers, which are now like humans, which okay, whatever, it's worse, but okay, cool. That was for me, loved it, and of course the march with Byzantium or was it Constantinople, and oh yeah, of course there's a lot. You've got the Joan of Arc, which is just the old voice acting, oh lovely, loved it. Uh, I miss that, really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say yeah, probably Frederick Barbarossa. Gotta love him.
Yeah, I can imagine you really have to save taste with Christopher's too. No, I mean it's okay. That's nice. Moving on to the next question. What is your most favorite custom campaign scenario? It can be your own or that of someone else.
Okay, yeah. For me, my favorite one that I've seen is from. I think there's one that does have a special place in my heart, and that's one by Bay Student, and it's what was his some his British campaign. That
King
one,
Edward.
King Edward, yes. And there was this winter map, this winter one, the winter scenario where you'd get like a snowstorm and all your units would die.
Uh-huh.
And back before, because I had to test it out, back before it was balanced, it would just kill everything. So every time you'd, because of course you're Britons and Cavs, so you'd make archers and all that, they just die. So it was the just the most infuriating thing. But I don't know
Really?
why. I love it. But for my absolute favorite, it's probably the Alexander Nevsky campaign by Mona Capuche, and it would be the Battle on the Ice. That's I found that one so cool. The crack, because he has like a special thing once you view an object or you're near like a tree that like sounds play, and if you're on the ice, it actually crackles. It's very very
What was
advanced.
it called again? The Battle on
The
the Ice?
Battle on the Ice by the Alexander Nevsky campaign. Yeah, I think
Ah,
it's even
okay.
getting redone.
Okay. No, I have not. I think I have played through Alexander Nevsky's campaign as well. I don't recall it right now, part of my memory, but yeah. I mean,
Mm-mm.
it is definitely nice to have such campaign too, of course, and having such
Mm.
elements or well trigger inside that too. Um, yeah, no, I agree. They're definitely fun, and King Edward Fourth it was definitely nice, and Christopher's base Teuton was definitely ambitious of making that as well, especially with the
Oh yeah,
triggers with the wonders over there too. It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah. I loved it.
ambitious.
I loved it. It was good.
Yeah, and hearing about such a pain in the ass for you.
It was horrendous. I mean, you'd have to ask him about it.
I will.
it was pure bull. It was, oh,
I,
it
I,
was
I,
bad.
I will
It
poke
was
him one
so
day about
terrible.
it. No, I will poke him one day about it when we're chilling. Okay. Question six. Why have you been I mean, why? What the fuck? What has freaking well dyslexia working and it's really late, but what have been the most challenging moment in your journey as a custom campaign or scenario creator, and how did you overcome it?
Mm. Making a lot of scenarios and and working on it consistently.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, you'll. It's not really a burnout, but you just get sick of it. You're a bit like, ugh. It's not. It's always the same thing. You gotta plan it out, do this, do that, blah blah blah. I mean, it's just a game, of course, so it's like you can just chill, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most scenario designers will or can tell you of one period or multiple periods where they were just a bit burnt out and they're kind of like, ugh, kind
Mm-hmm.
of done with it, and they'll always return, or they won't finish a scenario because trust me, I've got about a bajillion scenarios that I've just not finished or campaigns. But that's
How
just not. That's
dare
kind of
you?
how it. I know it is. It is bad. It is really bad. I gotta work on some of them, but that's just kind of how it goes. The only way to get through that burnout is just kind of just chill. Really, you can't do anything about it. Just kind of make what you want when you want it. Not really say, "Oh, I
Yeah,
gotta get this done, this and that." Because I mean, it's not like you're getting paid for it. I
true.
mean, I make content out of it, so I have to be a little bit consistent with my uploads here and there,
Mm-hmm.
which I probably should do more of. But whatever.
Of course you do. Go
um,
ahead. Yeah.
and it's so I think if you do feel like, ugh, can't be bothered, then just say, all right, whatever. Just
Yeah.
kind of sit back and just remember, it's just a game. You're doing it for the fun of it, and just
True.
do it at a later date when you want, how you
Yeah.
want it. Because I mean, it's for you, it's for other people to play, but it has to be good in your eyes. So if you're like, just
Yeah.
do with it what you will. Again, it's not your job.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice. You gotta have that nice balance between for your time that you can try to spend and all that because it's at the end of the day it's a hobby. You're doing it also for the fun, and that's the sole reason behind gaming. Even if you're like an artist trying to create a nice campaign and represent it for everyone in like a recreation of what happened at the time according to
Mm.
your opinion, of course. And then it's also up to you if you want to be historically accurate or if not, of course. if it's not historically accurate, people can always whine and all that. But you can always like say
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
when that happens, like, hey, this is how I want to do it and all that. You can always offer that, or you can make it very hard and unplayable, and you can say, hey, this is how I want it, and that is how it will be. But then
Yeah.
of course you won't reach a higher audience, and that is also something
Mm.
that is very important to keep the balance in here, and that's why having a little bit of guidelines here and there is very good too, in my opinion. And take some rest, relax whenever you can. And it is also interesting that you also mentioned it. Some people want to get paid for it as well.
Really? There's actual people that are like, oh, I want to get money from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
There
god.
has
Whoa.
so far from my
That's crazy.
two
Damn.
interviews, there have been some how should I say, mentioned for getting paid. I get it, but at the same time, I disagree. Um, because you first need to be actually uh, to be truly on the artist level in hopes to get paid. Because currently, I don't think it will be suitable for people to pay you, especially if it's not
I find
really.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I find that. I mean,
it
yeah,
is.
that's interesting.
It is an opinion at the end, and at the end of the day. But on the other hand, I can understand why, because of course, bread doesn't come out, from
Hmm.
creating custom campaigns and all that. But yeah, I'm glad that we have actually a mutual point of view. And
With that, yeah, that's. I mean, of course, it would be nice if you got paid, but it's a bit. I found that a bit crazy.
it's a bit
And
unfair,
and I
let's say
and I
that.
and I and I agree. It should definitely be if you're at the level of the actual artists. Otherwise, it's a bit wishy washy.
Yeah, it is. And if you're like open for donations and all that, I would say agreeable and all. But currently, I say it's a no go. Because even throughout here, for example, Warcraft 3, there's also a lot of creators there who have like literally created things from mods or games or maps
Mm.
and campaigns there too, and they didn't get paid as well. So they just got it, like the creators in the Forgotten Empires, they just got a funding because hey, they did good. So that's what you should then work for too. Get known, show that you can create stuff as an artist, and then
I see.
there could be considerations for funding.
Payment, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just our opinions, of course. By all means, no offense to those who want to get paid, but should first try to be known throughout the community and be able to
Mm. I find
represent
that
stuff and all that.
because then how much do you get paid, and with what is it, like downloads? Is it this? Is it that? Which is a bit,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
other? How are you gonna do it? I find it. I get. Of course, I'd love to be paid, but I know like it's not. I don't do it because I'm gonna get paid for it because I'm
Hmm.
scared that that might happen. That there's gonna be people that only see the profit in it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know it is something that one has to consider too. And of course, would people even pay for that? We already have a lot of critique and some people who do not even bother buying DLCs too. So that's another
Mm.
thing that one has to, pay attention to and finding, the middle ground over there. And yeah, but whatever. It's just an opinion. Um, moving on to question 7: have you collaborated with other creators? If yes, what tips would you give for a successful partnership in the community? If no, would you be up for collaborations?
No, only with base student because I remember the idea. Or I told him, yeah, I'm looking at making a scenario about Alexander the Great, and he said, oh, I was thinking that too, and maybe we could work together. And that's basically how it went, and it
Mm-hmm.
went very, very good. It was really pleasant. Um, I mean, he's more on the he's very good with the technical stuff of it, which I'm not with like making his. He made his own slides and all that, and the AI he definitely put mine up to par and all that. And then for the map design, I prefer doing that a lot. So I helped here and there, spice up the maps with stuff. And of course, you've got to test out everything and here and there, and be each other's play testers, and then have it work together and all that. And I'd love to have another team up. Really, that'd be really cool.
Hmm.
Definitely not against that. That'd be very nice, of course. But you know, I'm not sure when that'll happen. I first I want to get another scenario out my own. Uh,
Hmm.
just a single one, nothing special, just to get back into the game to show I'm not really washed and that I know what
Hmm.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would love that too, personally as well. It's about time. Get to work, peasant. Whoosh. No, I'm joking.
I know it's been I've been very lazy, but that's because I've just been making videos explaining a lot of stuff, and then
Mm,
not much time is over for like just
yeah, I can imagine.
working on your own stuff.
No, it's okay. Moving on to the next question. What advice would you give someone who just starts out in custom campaigns and scenario creations?
All right, well, really simple. It's just make stuff you like, and that's it. That's really it. If you're doing stuff, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like there's no use in it. Make stupid stuff. Just make a lot of make units that go so fast and just blow up or whatever. Have like infinite range and just again explode and whatever. That stuff will keep you going. And of
Mm,
course, I just look at videos here and there, get some inspiration, and try and remake it, or
mm,
I don't know, go go make something just so weird that it doesn't matter. I
mm,
think that is just important. Just keep on trying. Just make honestly. A friend of mine has a just a map where he just tries stuff out, where he edits stuff, which I find really cool. I've got to do that myself too, just to get it all on par. I'd say maybe do that. That sounds really. I found that very nice idea, and maybe for anyone new, I'd probably say that that might also really help. Just have a little scenario for your own where you just try stuff out.
yeah, and that's good. Yeah, it's a nice tip as well for for those. So basically, a shot never fired is always a misled. So try it out, and lessons, of course, and those others. Question 9. When you design a scenario or campaign, what comes first for you? Gameplay wise, challenge, storytelling, historical
Okay.
accuracy, or fun, and
Right.
why?
Okay, so fun and definitely gameplay because the map can look really, really good, but if it's just a slog fest if the AI just spams you, keep on losing, and it's just so unfair. It doesn't matter how good it looks. You'll not have any fun anyway. So definitely, it's got to be balanced. It's got to be fun to play because otherwise, why are you playing it really? Um, and I guess map design is also important for me because that's the part of the gameplay bit. Because if the map design is kind of wonky, a bit like, what am I? What is this? It could be a bit of a nuisance. And also, there's if I'm not mistaken, there's a couple map designers who just kind of spam out scenarios, which are just kind of the same thing over and over again, just a
Yeah.
different historical figure
Mm-hmm.
placed on top, and just not much
Mm-hmm.
about it at all. That I
True.
find that I do have an issue with because it's just there's no care put into it, and it's just ugh. Nah, that's not my thing. To
Yeah.
No, that's my quite against. But definitely the first thing, because I'm just going to say like this, the first thing I look at is the how pretty the map is, because that's kind of just what I do. That's what I review mostly, give tips and that. But definitely, if you're playing it, dear lord, the fun of it and the gameplay is number one easily.
Yeah, I agree fully, wholeheartedly with you on that. For me, like again, for a creator perspective, it's always the map and all that, which is important. But for those who want to just jump in and play, especially for me, for someone who has gone through hundreds of this, and I definitely can name out many more, but I'm not gonna bother anymore. I have you guys can check it out because I've mentioned them most of the times.
Hmm.
But I will definitely say that it just gets tired. People who have potential to actually portray those persons um, more nicely, but then in a competitive way, not to, of course,
Hmm.
smear the people, bad or something. By all means, it's just it gets tired, it just gets boring, and it's just
Hmm.
not fun at all. Especially it feels repetitive, and it feels just
Yeah.
a sloppy work. That's just it. And I
Yes.
won't even bother with looking at the maps anymore as well, because if I'm gonna jump into a campaign and it's just too challenging, even for moderate difficulty, by the way,
Yeah. You're just done with it.
then yeah, it's just too done. It's just too bad because there are other people who always play it hard, but I've always mentioned it
Mhm.
before. I do it simply to show that there's always and still is an issue with the balance, the lack of fun, the lack of historical remarks and storytelling,
Mhm.
and that's just simply it with many people, and a lack of innovative things. And by all means, like I definitely see a lot of nice maps, but if something is leaves a bad taste at your mouth, you're just not gonna bother with
Mhm.
looking at the map or take it a positive. You need to inspire the positivity and all that, but sadly, it's not there. But yeah, I on the other end, I definitely agree with you wholeheartedly. Um, I'll be
Mhm.
moving to the next question. What tools,
Righto.
triggers, or editor features do you rely on most, and which ones do you wish were improved?
Okay, so for the latter half of the question, which one can be improved? The modify attribute trigger, which is just there's a lot of stuff in there, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes stuff breaks, and that's quite annoying when that
Mm-hmm.
happens because you need it. You really do need it. And what I use a lot, I mean, you can always go the safe option. Activate trigger, deactivate. It's the I mean it's the backbone of all your triggers. But one I really like that I like to use is change view, which is like to make cinematics and all that and create object to get like map revealer so you can see where you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's for me is quite that's those two I love using, and of course display instruction to make well text because otherwise what's happened you don't know. I think that for me,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's yet another different request of improvement and all that. So far, I've only had requests for changing skins and all that, or changing or have a possibility to change trees, for example, or
Oh,
the
skins would
terrain
also.
beneath it.
Uh
That's
huh.
what I also had, especially from Blacklight recently. And but no,
Hmm.
that's interesting. Okay. As for next, I'll go forward. When you design, no, actually, we have already read that. Frick. Dyslexia working again. Has player feedback ever made you rethink or redesign a scenario? And can you share us
De-
an example?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. One scenario again that was playtested by Base Tutin was the number. Actually, I've got it right here. Yep, number three of the Alexander the Great mission, which was very different.
Mm-hmm.
It used to start off with like a landing section and all that. You had to reconquer, which didn't make sense because Alexander he was on land. He didn't even have a bloody navy, so it was like that was already strike one. But then it was really difficult. It was a grind, and it didn't feel right. And it was like, okay, so this isn't okay. Good. So we got to fix that real quick. Um, so did that. Made it so that you start off with like an army. You have to, it's kind of like a raid, and you're reliant on your ally, who gets stronger once you destroy your ally with others and all that, and you age up when you conquer cities and do this and that, and that's basically what it changed into instead of more of a build and destroy because we already have a couple of those later on, so we didn't want to well only have that. That would kind of suck.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I get that. No, okay. That's very interesting to hear. But also pain experience. I'm sorry for that, man. But it's really
It's yeah.
nice to hear the initiative of Christophers, who has said like, hey, this definitely needs to be changed and all that. And he's definitely the dominant
Mhm.
factor of leading and all that. And like I said, and always will praise you both had definitely a nice chemistry together, and definitely shown off in the Alexander the Great campaign. Moving on to the next question: how do you approach balancing the difficulties so a custom campaign and/or scenario is challenging but still focus on the fun aspect for a wider audience?
Well, okay, so the objective that you usually have
Mm-hmm.
is that's basically just win the game. That's how you win. So nothing special that's like destroys this or that or build a wonder. The side objectives, however, they should either help you in a meaningful way or I mean it does help you or like weaken your enemies or change something or uh, and that's the issue. Some scenarios the side objective is like useless. So just to be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. you did all that for like 200 gold or something like that. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Um,
Or they are
neat.
very, like a very late game at ending.
Yes, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's it. It's like, okay, thank
Thanks.
you. I guess, and definitely with like starting resources and units and what the enemy makes and certain upgrades that they can or don't have. Because one upgrade that or tech that often gets toggled off, or at least in my ones, is siege onagers. Because nothing is more fun than having to besiege a fortification or whatever, and then just having siege onagers on the enemy side. That's it's not fun. It's so I always have it just be an onager, and also certain like armor techs might disable unless it's hard. Then it's like whatever, go for it.
Yeah. I can appreciate that definitely, honestly. You don't want to know how many times I had some nuisance and pestering
And
times with
you
manuals
know
and
what
stuff.
else
What
that
else?
gets done often is with like wonders.
Oh yeah.
Usually the time for like when a wonder's built, because you can use AI signals or just triggers. Usually the timing is so off, where it's just unfair, mixed with like all the stuff, the AI and the units made and the side quests and the time you're given to do anything or the resources you have, and then there's a wonder being built, and you're like, how the hell do I do this?
Yeah.
And that sometimes that does have to be changed, like a little. I always make it a little more forgiving, so I'll give you more, probably a little more time than you need,
Yeah.
so that it actually gets that's possible and feasible, and sometimes that even has to change, but that's
True.
also a part of it.
Very true, because like honestly, you can be literally just like squirreling all around, but you're like, hey, I'm not a squirrel. Like, don't expect me to run around through all those objectives and all those AIs, especially who can be very challenging at the same time. And those side
Mm,
objectives, rewards are not even helping at all. And like I've mentioned, especially at the ending, and they're just like literally pointless of giving me after all
useless.
the grind. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck it.
I get it.
um, but yeah, true. How do you think you've been doing within the Age of Empires 2 content creator community, and what would you tell your younger self if you had the choice?
Ooh, I think I'm doing all right. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like I'm like a big name at
Mm-hmm.
all. It's not really the point. It's just to show people, hey, look, you can do this, and explain stuff that my younger self didn't know and was looking for, so that it doesn't happen again. So I'd say, yeah, we're just doing good. We've got a nice little community on Discord. It's awesome. People are interested in, well, just stuff, and people are engaging in it. And I'm learning a lot of new stuff because just they make some really really cool triggering and all that. Some of those people are probably better than I am. It's just they don't have
Mm,
a channel to work on. So, and sometimes I'm also planning, because of course you've got like a document for the video ideas and all that, on just showcasing some of the. Of course, with mentioning the people that actually made it, I'm not just going to be like, look what I made. Well, it's totally not my thing. Just to show off, hey, look what they've done, and this is how to do it. Uh, Interesting. And I definitely my younger self wouldn't believe, like, oh yeah, the game we play like day in day out and make stuff on, yeah, we just we make videos, and some of them just do really well, and we've got a whole community that loves watching that. I think I'd go like, what, really? All right. I mean, cool. He wouldn't believe me. He would not, nah, be quite confused about that. Be like, all right, I don't believe you, but okay.
he's gonna be like, "You're going ape shit," honestly, or you're like, "What the
You
fuck?
are
What
not.
is this
You,
ambition? This attempt to leave a legacy behind?"
This is
All
this
right,
is not
Grandpa.
this is fake news. This is
Yeah,
not true.
exactly.
Okay, this is not right.
Nah, I mean, you're doing good, and in my opinion, you're definitely starting to become quite a good name inside the community who's contributed and is very carefree, helpful, and thoughtful towards each other's opinions. And you take them or you leave them. And that's really nice and very something good, and even something to look up to, in my opinion.
That's very nice.
And like I said before, everyone do check it out. And yeah, it's something definitely your younger self would have appreciated, and I think he would also have thought the same as well. He's like, hey, it's cool, or like, but at first he will be shocked, like, what are you doing?
Like, really? I'd show him like, yeah, we've got like 700 subscribers. That's like 700 people, and be like, what?
Yeah,
Really? Yes,
an active
indeed.
Discord server with tournaments going on, with people chatting about their creations, looking for testers, trying to fix something or share,
Yeah.
nice, ambitious looking map and all that. They're like, hey, I'm trying to make this. Help me with this, and then here, this is how you can do it. Simple as that. So honestly, it's just great, and that leaves very helpful and helps people to push forward and saves them a lot of time and money, of course.
Oh,
And
it is. It is. I've heard people that have reacted to my stuff be like, "Oh, I see," and stuff you'd think is like, "Oh yeah, that that makes sense. It's very obvious." Or I
yeah,
mean, in that time, I didn't know anything either.
true.
And you'd be like, "Oh, I get it now." And it's nice that people now have at least somewhat, because I know that I still have a lot to cover, and I mean a lot, and a lot of stuff that I don't know myself,
Hmm.
that we just have to, well, that we have to do, and that they can actually look up and be like, "Oh, that's how it's done," and
Yeah,
then get on with their scenario editing, not be like, "I have no idea what I'm doing," and
yeah,
it just makes everything worse.
true. I agree wholeheartedly. Question number, well, the next one. How do you see Age of Empires 2 HD edition in the future yourself?
I I'm not sure. Now I see it's still getting updated a lot.
Hmm.
The definitive edition. I'm not sure how long that'll stay. I've got no idea how many civs we're gonna have. We've got like a lot. We've got like a
Hmm.
lot now. So I'm a bit like, how many are we gonna have?
Hmm.
I mean, like, oh my god. Uh, but I think it's just gonna keep on going. I mean, the HD edition. I mean, it was there was no support and people just kept playing it and it would just keep on going. I think it's just gonna keep on like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and I honestly think like this is also something that is very nostalgic and shared opinion as well with all the authors who have interviewed. People still say they'll still be playing it all over, and some people are also very uh, how should I say this nicely word, not afraid, but question whether it is wise to have more uh, civilizations or
Civilizations,
not.
yeah.
That's for
Mm,
sure. And I still support it. The only thing is how and which ones. That is my
mm,
honest opinion. And like I've always said it before, for the competitive side, it is always just a pain in the nails, especially since every new civilization
I see.
throws off the balance, and that is something we have also seen, heard, and they of course feel also it's not very unique on the ones that they've also like implemented. They're not really that unique anymore, and there's not much way different strategies. And some people have also whined like, hey, why not keep it like Warcraft 3? They had always had like three civilizations, or well, races to be exact, or Starcraft or any other games. And I'm like, this the magic of Age of Empires 2, right? And
Indeed.
in my opinion, it should be just be there. But what is important is how, and which ones, honestly. And I think there's still much more races that can be added in the late or early
Mm,
medieval era. That's how Age of Empires 2 is. But I think we're going to be eventually running out of them as well, because there's like
hmm.
a billion civilizations in this planet
A,
Earth.
a lot. I think we might split them actually. Split some civs probably.
Yeah, it will be cool, but this is something I've also mentioned as well. For example, the Vikings. Like the Vikings
Mm.
are not really an ethnicity.
Like
It's
one, yeah, one civ.
true. It's like Spirit of Law here. Also, shout out to him. Has already also mentioned as well, and there's also enough sources for those who read a book, or just go look at Wikipedia. It's just a job.
Mm.
Why now Norwegian, Denmark, or
Yeah, anything,
Swedish,
the Danes, yeah, the
Finnish?
Swedes, or the whatever.
Where are they? you know,
They don't exist. It's just
or
Vikings.
Yeah, something like that. And it's the same thing for the when with the Three Kingdoms period. By all means, it's a nice period, but it was really sloppy done in my opinion. And the kingdoms of Shu Han and I mean Shu Wu and Wei. I mean, he could have definitely had
Yeah,
something
it
else,
could have.
like the Tibetans or anyone else from the northern, like the Chechens has already been added and all that. But there's a lot more you could add it. Just come up with the names and all that. But yeah, and the choices right now with the three civilizations that are added, like Tupi, Mapuche, and what were
Mhm.
they called again? Damn it. Um, yeah, the Muisca, no, the Muisca Tupi, and the another one. I forgot their name. Damn
Oh
it.
wait, now I forgot to. Muska, Tupi, and oh dear lord, this is bad.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know
uh,
that.
I know it. I know it. It'll probably pop in later.
Yeah, I know.
Muska, Tupi, and the dudes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, for shame, I made a video.
How dare
Muska,
you?
Tupi, and I'm just gonna.
No. Let me just quickly look
Mm,
it up here. Google our uncle here the Muisca Tupi and Mapuche. There we go. The
Mapuche,
Mapuche.
yes,
Yeah,
Mapuche, of course, yes, the cavalry.
yeah,
The cavalry sieve.
true.
Tisk
And
tisk.
there's a lot more civilizations around the Latin Americas or far northern, for
Hmm.
example, which they could have also touched, or the Maoris and all that. There's also a lot of different, natives around, and I think it was really
Right.
nice initiative that they did, and hopefully there'll be more of those, because Age of Empires 3 has them as well, and it would be nice to see them there too, or here too, honestly. Um, and I see that future coming in. But what is next? I don't know. I hope it's going to be continuing with the Chronicles because I think and hear and see with custom campaign creator wise that there is quite nice initiative and usage with the models and campaigns with the Chronicles, like the Macedonians and all that. Or
Hmm.
uh,
I find it quite cool.
yeah, it is.
There's
And
some good stuff in there.
true. And that is something I would really like to, and I cannot praise it enough, especially with the Mission 15, I think, where you had also the triggers of like making a big ass new city. That was also a very nice
Yeah.
initiative in Mission 2. I think it was Mission 15 or 20, I don't remember, but that's also cool. So I see a bright future, personally.
Hmm.
And many do, but others, they're still uh, curious and, how should I say, uh, anxious, so to say. Moving on to the next question. If you could instantly change or add one new feature for the AO2 scenario editor, what would it be? Like, let's say
That's a
Microsoft
feature.
says,
Oh,
Ozzy,
okay.
you're in. You can tell one thing right away. We still have the budget to do it. Tell us what.
Oh dear lord, I wouldn't know. Let's see. Oh, I mean, now the thing is with you can use modify attribute to change units and all that. When it works, right, it's good. It's good. You got to use a lot, but I'd love like an own unit maker. Like you could just put it in, just put the stuff in, and boom, you
Hmm.
get a unit. You can choose the
Hmm.
skin and then the ID and all that. That would be awesome. And also like for like and maybe actually like a guidebook somewhere, like just written in there, just like
Yeah.
the AOE 2 trigger Bible, basically like that. That would
Yeah.
be very cool. I think that would be really nice.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be yeah, probably yeah.
I think the second one is definitely new as well. What now that you mentioned, literally a guide, a Bible where people can just religiously look through on how an editor works and can praise it honestly.
Hmm.
But it's also interesting because
Exactly.
Broken Torpedo has mentioned it, that having an option to change a unit's looks, like every body part or the armor what they wear could be definitely interesting too.
Hmm.
Again, shout out to him too. He's the creator of the Battle of Sekigahara and the Siege of Osaka Castle as well. He's definitely good too. Um, Moving on to the next question. Are you currently working on any custom campaigns or scenarios, and are you willing to share some juicy information about it? Or would you like to keep it to yourself for now as you keep on cooking?
Well, I've got two. I've got one group project more,
Mm-hmm.
um, which yeah, it's nice. It's working quite fine. It's all right. You know, it's gotta had to put that back a little bit because of just normal stuff. But I'm also working on another, which is just as I said, you know, to get me back into the game. It's the Battle of Crécy. Which I also posted, but was really it was bad. Like for some reason, there was a lot of stuff just not right, which was really annoying. So basically, that's got a lot of a lot of work on it. But I've also made a couple of videos about it, explaining some stuff through it, and just a devlog like that. That's really it. There's nothing crazy or anything.
The Battle of Cresson or Cresson or what?
Oh, Crécy, like Crécy, it says it's French. You know the Belgians also know. They always love speaking it in the French manner. But it's like Cressy. It's like a 100 Years War, all that.
Ah, okay. No, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, no, the Dutch pronunciation.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
No, okay. Okay, that's definitely interesting. It's nice, and also thank you for spoiling it to us. No, I'm
It's
joking.
not. It's not much of a. I made videos about it. You can just see it. It's not. Yeah, I'm not very like a new thing's coming here. Oh,
Yeah, nah.
watch it. It's
Just
really
put what
nothing.
you like. Nah, no, I've already seen it. It's definitely amazing and fun to see. Of course, I'm looking forward to it and to try it out as well. Um, Next question is there something you'd like to say to the community yourself if they check this out so far?
I'd say honestly the scenario editor community is just really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice because I mean, okay, it's not as if there's like no one there, but there's not many people making all the stuff, so it's a quite tight knit community
Mm-hmm.
of people that are just a bit like, oh, you want help? Yeah, sure. So that's kind of how it goes. It's just like, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
I can help. You know, yeah, sure, why not? And that's really nice. It's just really nice to be a part of it and just help here and there, just help where you can, which is just it's a treat, really. You know.
Yeah. Everyone's that like in their own corner and at times just look behind them. Or like let's say just behind the computer screen, they just look behind her. Hey Ozzy, dude,
Yeah.
can you help me, dude? Can you give me a Red Bull? Not
It's it's
joking.
like it's like yeah, right, and you just quickly do it, and it's like okay, we're done. It's
Okay,
good now.
thanks.
We're all good
Yeah.
now.
Nah. It's still wholesome, it's still cool and all that. It's very everyone is just there to help each other still when needed, and further on they're just, going on with their day to day life. Um Moving on to the next question, is there a way people can contact you, like other content creators or those in the community who play your custom campaign and want to offer their thoughts, opinions with some constructive feedbacks perhaps?
If really it just you can just join the Discord, which is also in the channel description, and you can just anything there. I'd be glad. Honestly, I'd think it'd be awesome to hear what people think of these scenarios that I made long time ago, or the Alexander the Great stuff. I'd love it, and yeah, that actually I quite like that idea. I just honestly just join the Discord and send me a message. It's not. I don't. I think that's I
Yeah.
think that's the way to go. Really, nothing special, or just in the Discord, of course. Anywhere is all good, all fine by me. I think that's all good. Yeah,
Yeah, don't be a stranger, definitely just go for it. Honestly, it's easy.
yeah, no issue. It's like it's like I'm not a celebrity. It's like
Yeah.
I'll just go like yeah. And if you want, and honestly, even if you've got like a map or something, and you're like, could you look at this for a second? I'd love to. If I have the time, of course. Then I'd say like yeah, of course. Why
Yeah,
not?
of course, like by all means just check it out and go forward
Yeah,
with
just
it.
just send it through, and if you want it reviewed on the channel, I'd love to.
True.
Seriously, it's my favorite type of video to make because it's like, when I was young and if someone would show my scenario off in like it could be a video a video that gets like 2 views, one of them being mine, I'd be happy over the moon.
Yeah, I mean, it still means a lot because some people just give you that how the attention that is being given you, especially for something that you create. You're cooking something, right? You're
Mm.
just trying to offer it to the people, and you want it to be tasted. So just go for it. Try it out. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
So
no issue.
yeah, no. And I also definitely have mentioned it because it can be a pain to try and contact many people. I still struggle to contact everyone else. I still have not
Yeah.
been able to do it. So by all means, we're thankful that we have a way to contact you at least, and many others.
I
Um,
know it's a bit difficult here and there.
yeah, especially for me because, like I said, I've gone through so many, and even I have just a very handful of people who have like I've been able to interview, and I still want to interview many more others, but I still don't
Mhm.
know where I'm gonna try to find him. And even throughout your Discord server, I'm like, is he a creator or not? What does he do?
Is this
Which
the
one
guy?
has he created? Yeah, is that the guy? Is he the guy? And I don't want to like bother someone or barge in and be like, hey, get in here, right?
Are
So
you do you make scenarios? No, Ash. All right, all right.
yeah,
Bye.
yeah, exactly. So I don't want to be like that. So yeah, it's
Mm.
a pain. But yeah, that's my problem. Um, moving to the next question. If someone considered playing one of your custom campaigns or scenarios in Age of Empires 2 DE, which one should it be and why?
Uh, well, of course, I'd immediately say please play the Alexander the Great one because that is, well, it's great. Not no pun intended there. It is probably the best work of, well, personally me because that's kind of the only full fledged thing I made or helped make. So I'd say probably that. If you are interested in just a singular scenario, because I prefer making singular scenarios and not full fledged campaigns, because I don't really have the time for it. Mostly, and it would take long. Though someday I probably will do something with it. But I'd say do try out the Battle of the Saja River. I'm quite proud of it. It's got its issues, but I quite enjoyed making it, and I've heard from most people that they also enjoy playing it. So I'd say yeah, probably that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that too. Definitely. Okay. No, that's interesting. I definitely agree with it. Alexander the Great is still one of the best creation between you and Christophorus for sure. And the Battle of Sedgemoor River is also nice. Still prefer the Battle of Golden Spurs though. That is what I'll say.
Mm?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
See.
All the
Uh,
gold.
I still definitely enjoy that one personally myself. Um, Especially due to the that period of time. It's not really represented a lot, and of course, you know, there's not much Dutch history present, sadly. So,
Oh, I know it. Yeah,
sniff,
I know
sniff,
it. Yeah,
sniff.
I
Dude,
agree.
get to work. Make
I know.
something.
I gotta, I
I'll
gotta,
pay
I gotta get
you.
to it. It's a lot of stuff I gotta note down. I mean, you've got Willem van Oranje, and then
Yeah,
other than that,
no, but
it's like dude. I can do the Flemish stuff, but it's like there's not much at all.
sort of you
It's like
Flemish scum.
why does our history suck so much? It's like
Yeah.
nothing. It's like we're always French or Spanish or like the Holy Roman Empire. That's it. Nothing.
Yeah, I want something else. That's what I want. I want my community to be a bit more represented. Come on, like it's
I
not
agree.
something big, and I can't be bothered to do it myself because I don't know how I'll do it. And I know, yeah, no, I can't. No, but on the other hand, it's not just only from the way of the culture is represented over there, but also the interesting period of time, like I said, because the Golden Spurs is definitely a big changing point for history time too,
Mhm.
and the way that you've also put it down as well, even for a beginner, it's just still something to look up to, and that's two enough reasons for me. And afterwards, if you would say like which one scenario would you go forward afterwards, Kemsit, I'll say definitely agree with the Battle of Siege of Saja River. The Siege of Vienna follows afterwards too. But of
Mhm.
course, if you're gonna say which one above, it still remains Alexander the Great as well, because that guy
Of
is
course.
also just based. Still will have the top 10 tier list of
Of course.
historical
Yes.
characters, which we
Of course.
are liking. Um, Roughly, how much time does it take you to even create a full scenario or campaign from
As a
idea to
campaign can
release?
take long, and like long can take a couple of months if you are consistent, and a scenario can if you're really consistent, you can bang it out in a week probably. It depends on the how big it is, of course, and this and that and blah 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 blah. So
How
it
how
depends.
how long did it take you to I'm not sure if I remember asking Christophorus this, but maybe I did. I forgot it. I do remember that you both created it and all that, and that you both like. He did also mention split up the talks and all that. And you both
Mm,
did create them and all, and he was the one who led it mostly. Was the dominant factor, but I don't know
mm.
how long did it take it like for your perspective.
I'd say reasonably long. Just in general, it was, of course, because you're working with, two. So some things you do have to plan and see, like, oh, you want this and that. Um, and definitely with like just well, simple. It's just making a scenario. And definitely about Alexander the Great. This figure. It's a lot of work.
Hmm.
You got to do a lot of stuff. So I'd say I don't remember how long it took. I just know it took pretty damn long. And yeah,
Hmm.
I'd say if Christos wasn't there in the just kind of with the background stuff and the AI and that, it would have gone. It would have taken far longer. It would have taken a long, long, long time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that already you know proves my point. You both have like a good chemistry, and both of you has like strength and weaknesses, like I mentioned. For Christopher's, it was the background, and you is the AI, and for you, it's just the map and all that, and that's just really great mixture. It's something I definitely
Although,
commend.
don't get it twisted because Christos did also make his own map design. It was sometimes here and there I just kind of touched up here some bits, but I also quite enjoy because it's very different the art style that we both use. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, quite a big fan of it though.
Yeah,
I find it's far I don't know, it's far more fun to play it because I didn't make it.
yeah. No, I mean it's still cool because again, like you mentioned yourself as well, because you yourself like create content by on your YouTube channel by reviewing them, right? You just check them out, like you said at the beginning of this interview. I
Mhm.
enjoy seeing people in their perspectives of like, hey, you could do it like that and that and that, and you can take it for the future, or you could oust it to the community and be like, hey, you can do this
Right.
in this way, and it just offers some nice friendly competition towards each other, right? And from there
Yes.
on, you can make something very good. It's the same thing when you're gonna cook, right? Some people prefer their meat to be half cooked, the other one just fully until it's like
The other
burnt,
day.
and the other one prefers it raw. So it's something that should be presented, in my opinion, and it's not presented enough. So that's why, like I said, it's definitely commendable and definitely nice to see that you guys can do it. Because, like I've said on the previous other interviews, some even do not want to collaborate, sadly. Which is again an opinion, not to judge and all that, but I think it would definitely offer some more nice possible future friendships and all that, and it's just fully more beneficial than negativity, in my opinion. So
Mm.
long you can work it out together, and if you can't, then don't bother. Um, uh, what keeps you motivated to keep creating, especially during long or difficult projects? Because, like you mentioned, if Alexander took you both very long, what motivate you both?
Well, I'd say after you've like finished a couple of scenarios, you'd be like, oh, you gotta finish this. You can't leave this just here because you gotta, all this work. You can't let it go to waste. Sunken cost fallacy or whatever it's called. But it's just like the thing of like you want to make this project. It's not like you're doing it because you're forced to. No, you want to do this normally. And I think
Mhm.
that's mainly it. You just want to do it. That's how it goes usually.
The dedication,
Yeah,
basically.
they're like, I got it, you gotta do it. It's like, yes, we have to do it. Must be good.
Yeah, yeah, I can appreciate that. It's something that again you share with Chrysophorus. You both had that same characteristic, well, persona attribute there. Um, have you ever knowingly bent or ignored history to make a scenario more fun? Where do you draw that line?
Hmm. I'd say here and there, definitely, probably. There's a couple of times because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, this happens, and you're like, You know, sure, but you kind of change it a little bit, a teensy bit, just to make it more fun and
Mm-hmm.
gameplay perspectives. Like, oh, there's a betrayal, but it's not really a betrayal. It's just kind of he said, oh, I'm not going to war, something stupid like that, and it's just you play it off as a betrayal. Well, that's not really the case. Kind of like that, you know.
Okay. No, I
Neat,
get that.
neat little things. I've never done it like just constantly swap it. Although again, with the Battle of the Golden Spurs, it's like not very historically accurate. So there's just random stuff in there. Just that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Nah, that's still nice, and I can appreciate that. What is the single hardest thing for you to learn in the scenario editor?
What was the hardest? AI or in the scenario editor. Then that's probably the triggers. But when I was younger, just just the sheer amount of triggers, just that in of itself, just to know what everything does, that was difficult. That was very difficult to do because you're just so confused. You'd be like, what the hell do I do? You just start, and you're like, okay, um, where do I start? Where do I begin with this?
Yeah.
That's for me. That was a real nah. That was not fun.
Yeah. I can imagine only. But no, it does also sound the way that you've also just mentioned it. I think it definitely is a pain in the ass, but at least you've overcome it, and now you're someone who's personally just creating a guidelines for the people, and I think you'll definitely help them out in hopes that they do not go through the same pain. So bless your cotton socks, dude. Um, have players ever solved or broken one of your scenarios in a way you didn't expect?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, playtesters just do the most random bull crap, and you're just like, why, why did you do, why are you doing this? And they'll be like, hey, yeah, it's just fun. You're like, let's stop having fun. Then you're breaking everything. And triggers love going wrong. Triggers love going wrong. It's just
Yeah.
the most random combination, and then suddenly something will just not work or it'll loop. A couple of times, because to make like armies spawn in, you use the looping trigger so that the units keep on coming in. However, you also have to deactivate it, of course. Otherwise, it will keep on going in, and the units won't stop. Well, a couple of times you'd forget that, or it'll break. God knows why, and you just and the scenario you've spent so long making, and you're playtesting it, and all the way at the end, it just doesn't work because of that one little bit, and all the victory condition just dies, and you're like, great.
Yeah. I know, I can imagine that. And I can even relate to that because I've not done too much testing, but when I also tested for the Wannabe Hero, shout out to him as well because he also nice you to check out his
Oh yeah,
shorts.
very
They're
nice. I like his shorts.
yeah, they're very fun, and they come to my algorithm at times from time to time. It's just definitely nice, and once again, it's just very fun.
I
And
agree.
he, one day did also needed a tester as well, and definitely helped him as well. I think I've also mentioned into a previous um, interview as well, but he was making like a battle arena wizard kind of game, and I also kind of
Hmm.
broke some certain things as well. And when I took control of some of the audience people, he forgot to actually not to put off delete, and I basically
Hmm.
deleted the entire audience.
Oh, he does. He does always have the most. I don't know how he makes what he does and all that because it's just you'd think like, oh, what's this, and then suddenly it's just a whole different unit, and it is very finicky. But like, I do like the stuff. He always does make me chuckle just a little bit when
Yeah,
you just see when he posts something because he's also quite active in the Discord and he just posts
true.
something and it's like, why would you make this a cow launch? Is like, yeah, you know, just for the fun. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
I respect
amazing.
it. I respect the hustle.
And at the time that he made that one little scenario of a wizard kind of game, you had like two options of two players going against each other, and they were able to like spawn cast like a fire spell, and you try to kill each other 3 times. And whenever that 3 times was killed, you respawn and you get a score, and that score will
Mm.
be seen via a flag. You could even change your wizard to a different like skin according to like previously priests and all that, or imam or whatever, or shaman, whatever you
Oh
want to
my
call it.
god,
And it
that's
was really cool.
awesome.
Yeah, but you know. as someone who also enjoys to test everything by going through the limit, like you mentioned, I enjoy
That's
trying to break
awesome.
things. So I broke a few things here and there as well on purpose.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. But then as you guys will definitely be like, just why? And I'm like, hey,
It's like, yeah, why would you
sweet.
try that out? It's like, I mean, I'm thankful you do, that you did all that, but it's like, seriously, it's like, what the fuck, dude.
Nah, but at the end of the day, it helps, and that's what, in my opinion, a tester should do. Go through the limits, test, go ape shit, and contribute to the best of time. Not be like, oh, I got early access, I'm just gonna play through it and all that. No, test it, damn
No,
it.
you test it, do the stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get you as well. It is frustrating, but at the same time, see it as like a good contribution. Um, what kind of feedback or recognition means the most to you as a creator?
When someone sends a personal message, like I really enjoy this, or like, oh, you really helped me with this, I think I really like that when and they're like, oh yeah, we really appreciated. I know this and that. That for me, I really that means a lot when they're just like, it's not much if you on paper, right? It's like, but just a little message of this was fun. I really enjoyed it. Or this and that. Or like with a video, when you make a video about something and they're like, oh my god, this really helped me and I get it now. Yeah, I like that. I found that very rewarding.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's understandable. And here's another question. This question, once again, I think I've mentioned it in the previous interviews too. This question came up to our mind between me and Christopher's when we spoke. Do you keep any sort of notepad, Excel sheet for fixes or future updates, perhaps other creations you had in mind, or when you work on
Yes,
any?
I used to. I think I haven't modified it much, but on my phone, I actually do have a note or just notepad of potential scenarios or figures that you could do and like how it would play out. That's kind of what I do have.
Jesus, Jesus. Okay, now that's amazing to hear, and this is something he has as well. Not many people do. I think Torpedo has that as well, and Black Knight has also got that as well. I don't remember if
Hmm.
Lorenzo has it, and for the rest, yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, Sorgodia doesn't really make anything anymore, but yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely want to also then say as well for you, keep on going what you're doing. You're definitely contributing well. Great job. You have a nice community that you've created all by yourself. Keep up that nourishment, and looking forward for more. And keep on creating, especially on the content on the videos as well. And yeah, no, I have further no more questions. All I'll say, do you have yourself any questions for me?
Not really, honestly. I just have to thank you for the for the opportunity to do this. It's very nice of you
No,
to
no
reach
problem.
out.
By all means, no
Very.
problem.
Hmm.
You sure? Because if there's none, then we're gonna be ending it and wrapping it up over here as well. Because, like I said, the others have asked me. Feel free to think a little bit, and if not, then we'll end it here.
Oh yes, maybe one because I remember
Mm.
before we of course started recording, for
Mm-hmm.
because it seems like you post a video every like single day nearly. How
Mm-hmm.
much time do you spend on like like everything?
Well, the time that it's gonna be spent, it obviously it takes hours and hours for sure. I personally have also, well, since I'm someone who also still on the parents' roof, I have a lot of free time. And to also
Hmm.
mentioned every time when I get back from work or something, I always just go live, just start
Right,
to
gotcha,
record and all that. And it's just a hobby. And then there's also gonna be some times when I'm just gonna not be uploading anything at all, uh,
gotcha.
for maybe like weeks and all that. And it's always a hobby. And people can check it out also through my time limit and all that.
Hmm.
And when I tend to it, when I finish recording, I just right away put them into render and I continue on with recording or even live stream, and I just continuously pump in that content for people to see, be it for one view, 10 view, 20, 30, 40, or even hundreds, sometimes even 1K. It just all depends on the algorithm, and if I
Hmm.
know other creator who sadly uses bots, or sadly screws up the algorithm with their filthy text that they use, or all the reasons which I don't want to get into because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But
Oh, of course.
like I said, it is all
It is a
simply just,
lot.
yeah, it is all simply to dedication to showcase games and all. And it's always been my hobby, and I always enjoyed
Mm,
it, and I always enjoy to offer and try to nourish a positive community because we are all here to game off, to have a little bit of
of course.
escapism from real life, or to make friends, to enjoy it. Because
Hmm.
this is not what something they had back in the day, especially when I was young. I still remember how the old PCs were back in the day,
Yes.
with all that sounding that it made when it started up, or that you always had to find luck that it even started up entirely. And yeah, it's just pure dedication. Um, love speaking with people, love sharing opinions and thoughts about them. Um,
Hmm.
and for me, I've also received a lot of also nice commendations through positive comments like, hey, thanks you for doing this and all that, or credits, or creators are like, hey, test my game out, and that's just then rewarding. Especially, like I said, for me, the biggest thing is when people credit me like, hey, thanks for the help, or hey, thank you for creating this, I couldn't get through it as well. For example, the latest even was on my video in Terror Skip, which I'm right now playing
Hmm.
on this scenario of called the New Zealand. And it was just one day ago. This guy called Teza or something has like, thanks for the vid. It was driving me mad as well when I was trying to figure out a certain way of puzzle, and I literally called
Uh-huh.
the developer of the game, called Nico.
You seriously?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I called the Nico. He's a German guy, I think. I'm not sure. And I was like, "Hey, how does this work?" And he was like trying to help me as much. And I definitely like laid out those buildings quite wrongly because it's like a puzzle builder kind of game, and he helped me
Right.
out. And it took quite a bit of time, and he struggled also to explain me via text. So, but he helped me, and it was very pleasant. And like I said, it helped someone else as well over there, and that's why I'm here to do some playthroughs of games. And same thing for the custom campaigns and scenarios. Um, even there, you know, even if there is like, in my opinion, it's far more struggling, and sadly,
Hmm.
if I have to be honest, not so much rewarding compared to how you do it in other games as well and all. But on the other end, we're definitely going to try to stay positive and try to continue nourishing this community, whether
Of course.
cooperation is open or not. And yeah,
Hmm.
we'll still go forward with it. But yeah, that's my whole answer on it, honestly. So yeah, I definitely have free time. Currently, still also unemployed as well because I left my job. As you know,
Right.
some people are not easy to collaborate with, like I said before.
Hmm.
But on the end, like I said, there's enough jobs. It's just on whether you want to pick it or not, whether you want to study or not, and whether
Hmm.
you want to be rich or not. And I just want to just be easy because I'm a simple guy. That's it.
Uh,
uh, nah. Okay. Any other questions you have, Ozzy, yourself, or
nope.
anything else you
I'm
want to mention?
I'm all questioned out. That's for sure.
Mm, okay. All right. Okay. Well, then, for the viewers, for those people, like I've mentioned, this was the entire interview. Thanks, Ozzy, once again for this entire time, especially the hour and 30 minutes that we've been chatting through over here.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, again, thank you very much. You're not getting paid for this, so screw you.
Well, all right. All right. No,
No,
I
I
have to
mean,
thank you though. He was fun. I
yeah,
quite enjoyed it. That a nice chat about just Age of Empires. You'd think you'd have more important things to do, but no. We love talking about
yeah, I
Age of
mean,
Empires.
yeah, exactly. It's our passion. It's just not also the Age of Empires, it's about the community, the people that we care of, right? And just
Mm,
like we've said, and I'll say it again, everyone, it is also for what you have been doing as well, especially you, because in my opinion, what you do is definitely unique, and it is definitely going to be, you know, rewarding. And especially for now, it might seem like, hey, it's just a few viewers, a few people, but be certain it's gonna grow, it's gonna become more, and you'll see it throughout time, especially for someone who has also done this for more than like 8 years as well, especially YouTube.
Yeah.
It will come in time, and you'll see those comments coming in, especially on very of your oldest video. I'm certain you're getting them already, and you'll be getting them more. Just keep on going, and continue nourishing, making more videos on you know how to do certain things, or create scenarios as well, collaborations. That's my advice. And for the viewers, like I said, check his Discord server out. Feel free to reach him out, as he said. Write down anything in the comments box below. Give it a like, give it a sub, and yeah, take care, and stay healthy, of course.